Right, okay, so I've popped you all on mute. We have got a strength-based HIIT class for you this morning, so I hope you enjoy it. As always, if you need to rest, rest. If you need to modify, modify. And if something doesn't feel good, then just don't do it. As always, we're going to start with some fascia circles just to get the body moving because it's reasonably early in the morning. So start on your mat, starting with the left leg, just circling into the ankle. A few circles one way and then take those circles in the other direction. And then into the knee. And take those circles in the other direction. And then into the hip. And then take those circles in the other direction. And then pop that foot down and start with the right leg. So again, starting with the ankle, circling one way. And then circling the other way. Then into the knee. And circling the other way. Obviously more unbalanced on this side this morning. And then taking that into the hip. And then circling the other direction. Excellent. Then put both feet down and circle through the hips. Really big circles into the hips. And then take those circles in the other direction. And then bring the hips to stillness, take it into the ribs. So really bringing the ribs forwards and then taking them back. Good. Trying to keep the waist still, really trying to get that movement to come from the middle of the ribs. And then take that in the other direction. Diana, that's really good movement, well done. It's really difficult to isolate that part of our body. And then circling into the shoulders, really scrunching them up and then scraping the shoulder blades down the back. And then squeezing the shoulder blades behind us and rolling the shoulders forwards. Good. Then circling into the wrists, do a few with the palms open, and then a few with the hands and fists. And then take it the other way, palms open. And then a few in fists. And then into the elbows. Circling one way, circling the other way. And then really big circles into the shoulders, really stretching up and reaching back. If the shoulders are really, really tight and that's too much, you can do backstroke. And then bring them the other way, so bring them forwards. And again, any shoulder injuries or if this is too much, you can do front crawl. Excellent. Then let the arms rest down by the sides. Take the left ear to left shoulder. Just really concentrating on relaxing down the right shoulder as you allow that stretch to happen through gravity. And then take the chin around towards the shoulder and scrape it all the way around the collarbones until it reaches the other shoulder. And then bring the ear back towards the shoulder again. And then this side, really concentrate the left shoulder down so that the left shoulder is really relaxed and you get the nice stretch down the side of your neck. Then take the chin back towards the shoulder, scrape it all the way around the collarbones, back to where we started, and then take the ear to shoulder again. So one more in each direction, taking the chin down to the shoulder, scraping it round, and then to the other side, and then taking that chin back to the shoulder, scrape it around the collarbones, and then bring the ear back towards the shoulder. Then bringing the head up to center, chin parallel to the floor, turn the head round towards the left, looking over the shoulder. Inhale back to center, exhale over to the right. Inhale back to center, exhale one way. Inhale to center, exhale the other way. Inhale to center, exhale one way. Inhale center, exhale the other way. Inhale center. Excellent. Come into the tops of your mats. Just a few flows to make sure we're nice and warm before we start the HIIT. So inhale the arms up in front of you and sit down in your chair. Really taking the hips back, making sure you can see the toes in front of your knees. Open up the chest, look straight out in front of you. Relax the shoulder blades down the back, stretching through the fingers. Nice big inhale here. On the exhale, fold forward, keeping the legs bent, bring your hands down towards the floor. Step back with the left leg. Inhale up into crescent lunge, keeping a nice bend in the front knee. You should still be able to see your toes in front of your knee. Stretch out through the back heel, so there's a long line of energy in the back leg. Pull the core in, squeeze the inner thighs towards one another. Inhale, stretch up through the fingers. Exhale, bring the arms down by the body, lean forwards. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Then bring the hands to frame the front foot. Step the front foot back to plank. And either do knees, chest, chin, or come down through chaturanga and into cobra or up dog. In up dog, engage the core, engage the legs so the knees are off the mat. Nice big inhale, take the hips up towards the ceiling and roll over the toes into downward facing dog. Our first dog of the day, so have a little bit of a walk here, encouraging one heel down to the mat, then the other heel down to the mat. Make sure the fingers are spread as wide as you can, pressing down through the finger pads as well as the palms. And then really take your chest towards your thighs. So the back is really long. The knees can be as bent as you like, but make sure the back's nice and long. Maybe nod the head, shake the head, get rid of any tension in that neck. And move and jiggle in your down dog in whichever way you feel you want to this morning. Take a nice big inhale, look forward, and step or jump towards the front of the mat, landing lightly. Bend the knees a lot, and then inhale back up into your chair. Exhale, sit down into your chair. Couple of breaths here, keeping the head up, looking forwards, relaxing the shoulders down the back, stretching up through the fingertips, really squeezing the inner thighs towards one another, and if you can, lift the toes up off the floor. Really feel the ground through the balls of the feet and your heels. Inhale to come all the way up, and then exhale the hands back down through the midline. Good. Other side. Inhale the arms up in front of you. Exhale, sit down into our chair. Keeping the shoulders relaxed, stretching out through the fingertips. Checking you can see your toes in front of your knees. So the hips are really going back. Nice big inhale here. Exhale, fold forward, hands coming to the mat. Take the right leg back behind you. Really ground down through the feet so they're nice and solid. And then inhale the arms up into crescent lunge. Pressing down through the front foot, check that you can see your toes in front of your knee. Body straight above your hips, and then a long line of energy out through the back leg. So really encourage that heel down towards the ground. Inhale, stretch up through the fingers. Exhale, come forwards. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale. Then bring the hands onto the mat. Step the front foot back to plank. Either bring the knees, the chest and the chin to the floor and roll through to cobra, or take the weight forward. Come down through chaturanga, keeping the elbows in, and then inhale through into your upward facing dog. Pull the core in, engage the legs. Nice big inhale, stretch the chest forward. Exhale, take the hips up, roll over the toes into your downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here. Then looking forwards, bend the knees, step, jump, walk, hop towards the front of your mat. Inhale into a halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees a lot. Inhale all the way up to the top and into your chair. Check in with those toes. Make sure that your knees are behind your toes so you can still see your toes. Really sit down in your chair a little bit deeper. Open the chest up a little bit more. Look out in front of you. Keep the shoulders relaxed, fingers stretching. Release the toes up off the floor. Really press down through the balls of your feet, through the heels of your feet, really grounding and strong. Couple more breaths here. And inhale all the way to the top. Exhale, bring the hands back to heart center. Excellent. Turn to the side of your mat. Take a nice big step. We're just going to stretch out through the backs of the shoulders before we start HIIT. So taking the hands around behind your back and really stretching the fingers down towards the floor so you've got a bind going on. If that's not possible, you can always hold on to the elbows or the wrists. So really open the shoulders, open the chest. Take a nice big inhale, really grounding down through the feet. And then tilt from the hips, keeping the back long, keeping the legs engaged. And gradually fold forward. Letting the arms come over. And when you can't fold forward anymore, just stretch through the hands, getting a really big stretch through the shoulders, really grounding down through the feet. Trying to make sure that your weight is evenly distributed between your toes and your heels, or the balls of your feet and your heels. So we're not putting all the weight into the balls of the feet. Just enjoying that stretch through the shoulders. Then release the hands, bringing the hands down to the mat. And just stretch up so that your back is nice and long. Bringing the right hand in front of the face on the mat. Reach up through the left hand towards the ceiling into a gentle twist. Then exhale that hand back down. Replace it with the one on the mat and twist to the other side. Inhale the hand down. Exhale, twist the other way. Inhale the hand down. Exhale, twist the other way. Good. And then bring both hands back to the mat. Enjoy a nice little forward fold, really stretching out through the lower back, grounding down through the feet. Then take the grip behind your back with your hands again. And imagine that I'm pulling you up by your hands, up out of your forward fold. Really using the core strength, leading with the hands, come all the way up to the top. Release the hands and step the feet back together. Good. So, HIIT, round one. The first round today, you'll be pleased to know there's no burpees. It's too hot for burpees. But there is a plank challenge. So, there's 8 rounds of this plank. And this is actually going to be a static plank. So first round, we do plank on our elbows. Rounds 2 and 3, we do side plank. 4 and 5, we do one leg. 6 and 7, we do one arm. And the last one, we do reverse plank. So I'll talk you through it as we go, but essentially you're just going to hold the position for 20 seconds. So it's a really, really simple session. So the first one we're going to do is make sure that you've got your elbows underneath your shoulders. So the easiest way to do that is to measure your arms by holding around the middle of your triceps. Wherever your elbows land, that's where they should be. And then bring your hands forward and grasp your hands together. So coming to the tops of the mats, measure your elbows, bring your hands forward. The first 20 seconds, we're just going to hold a plank. Easy. And then we'll have a rest. Then the second and third rounds, we'll do side plank. So you can either have your hand on your hip or up here. You can have your feet staggered, or you can have your feet stacked. If that's too much, you can have one knee on the ground. So lots of options, and I'll talk you through. Then we'll do side plank in the other side. Then we'll do it with one leg. So we're back on our elbows, into our plank, we lift one leg, we hold it for 20 seconds. The next round, we do the other leg. Then we bring the elbow square, we do one arm, then we do the other arm, and then the last one, we do reverse plank. Ready? Yeah, of course, you were born ready. So the first round is plank on the elbows. So get onto your knees, measure your elbows, take the hands forward, step the knees back, and let's go. So really press down through the elbows, really stretch the heels back, bring the hips down, really engage the core, tuck the pelvis under, push the mat away. So the shoulders are engaged, there's no baggy shoulders. We're really pushing the ground away. And rest. That's the first round down, and you don't have to do that again. So next round, side plank. Bring one arm to a right angle, either stagger or stack your feet. Stretch the top arm up towards the sky, or hands on hips, or arm by your side, whatever you prefer. If it's too much, you can bring the bottom knee to the ground. Excellent, almost there. Keep breathing and rest. So the next round is side plank on the other side. I'm switching to the other end of my mat so I can still see you. So your arm at right angle, either stack or stagger the feet, lift the hips, engage the core. So really, really engage the core in all of these movements. Will make it much easier to hold the position. Really stretching out through the top fingers if you've got the arm up. Really pull that core in. Excellent, and relax. So this time, back onto our elbows. We're going to have one leg raised in our plank. So get ready. So one leg straight, one leg raised. Really pull the core in. Tuck the tailbone under. Push the mat away. So the shoulders are really, really engaged. Allow the neck to be long. Keep breathing. Keep stretching out through the leg. Keep the hips nice and low. Really keep engaged and relax. Good. So the next round will be the other leg. So exactly the same, one-legged plank. Elbows down, step back into your plank, lift the leg. Really pull through the core. Tuck the tailbone under. Engage the leg, it will be easier to have up off the floor. Push the shoulders away. So really engage through the back of the shoulders. Really pull that core in again. Tuck the tailbone and rest. Good. So this time is one arm. So you have one arm at a right angle, the other arm on your back. If you need to put your knees down, you can. Otherwise, long legs, arms behind, one arm behind your back. Really engage through the shoulders. Really engage through the core. Trying to keep those hips low. Really, really pull everything in. This is the hardest one for me. Nearly there. Keep breathing and relax. So the next round, other arm, one arm plank. So you want your arm at a right angle, lift the hips, the other arm behind your back. Really pull everything in tightly. Press the ground away with the shoulder you have left on the mat. Pull the core in, make sure the legs are nice and long. Keep breathing. Keep going, almost there, and relax. Last one. So bum on the mat, either fingers pointing towards your bum or out to the sides. Engage everything and do reverse plank. So really pull that core in, make the legs tight. Really press the ground away with the shoulders. This is the last 20 seconds and this one's all over. So enjoy it, we're nearly there. Keep breathing, squeeze the bum and relax. Well done. Whew. Have a little bit of water. It's hot in the sunshine. Okay. So just stretch out through the shoulders whilst I'm explaining the next one. Maybe taking the shoulders one way or the other. Maybe circling through the shoulders or stretching them behind you. Whatever you feel you need. The next exercise is warrior one dips. So we do 4 on one leg, then we switch to 4 on the other leg. So you step the leg back so that you're in crescent lunge. You can either have your hands at heart center, hands on your hips, or hands up above your head, whatever you feel most comfortable with. Then keeping the front leg as still as we can, we dip the back knee down towards the ground, and then we straighten and stretch the leg out. So back knee down towards the ground, and then straighten and stretch the back knee out. What we want to avoid is using our front leg too much. So if we're bending down and coming up like this, it makes the exercise a lot easier, but also a lot less stable. So keeping that bend in the front knee, we're really trying to target this quadricep here. So we're really trying to focus the movement into that muscle. Okay, so is everyone ready? Up to the fronts of our mats. 4 on one side, 4 on the other side. Let's go. So step that back, get your balance first, take preferred hand position, and then a little dip down and back up. Little dip down, inhale back up. So exhale as you go down, inhale up. And rest, that's round 1 done. So good job, 20 seconds is over so quickly. So get ready for round 2. Step back, get comfy, and then start to dip. So inhaling up, exhaling down. Just trying to come to hover. And step forwards. If you want to change your arm position at any point, you can. So if you want to take your hands to heart center or reach them up, it's up to you. Round 3, let's go. Dipping down, stretching it out. So inhaling up, exhaling on the effort. Inhaling up, exhale on the effort. Trying to make sure that the knee just comes to hover. Excellent. Round 3 done. Feel that burn. Woo! Last round on this side. Yeah, give those legs a wiggle. Right, last one. Really stretching out through that back knee. Inhaling up, exhaling to hover. Almost there. Excellent. And relax. So now we're going to move to the other leg for 4 on the other side. Getting ready, let's go. So down we go to hover, then straighten that back leg. Minimal amount of movement in that front knee. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Round one done. And relax. Whew. Just having a little kick out in between. Second one on this side. Keep breathing. Going as fast or as slow as you like on these. Slower is probably more difficult. And relax. 2 more to go. Good stuff, guys. Get ready. Round 3. Really pulling the core in still. Thinking about pulling those inner thighs towards one another. Keep breathing. Good. Last 20 seconds. Taking that step back, taking your preferred arms and getting those dips moving. Coming to hover, extending it out. Keep breathing. And you're done. Well done. Come all the way down onto your mats and into Cobra or Sphinx, whatever you find more comfortable. Stretching out those hip flexors and just giving those quads a little bit of a massage. Just rolling from side to side. So just wiggling through your hips. Just enjoying a little moment of peace after those dips. They're so strong on the quads. Well done. We have another full body exercise next, and still using our legs, I'm afraid, hence why I'm giving you a little bit of reprieve in between. So whilst stay in your sphinxes whilst I show you. The next one, probably want your feet hip width for this one. We're going to inhale down into our chair, then exhale elbow to knee. Inhale down into chair, exhale elbow to knee on the other side. So you want the movement to be controlled. So we're always pulling our core in and we're not moving too fast because you want to concentrate on getting the elbow and knee to touch in the midline of the body. We'll do 8 rounds of this. If you want to step it up at any point, if you want to be mean to yourselves this morning, you can also come into chair and then touch fingers to toes. Into chair, fingers to toes. I'll leave it up to you, either elbow to knee or fingers to toes. So have a little bit of water if you haven't already. Find a space where you're not going to kick anything. Feet hip width distance. And really ground down through your feet. So your feet are really, really strong on the mat. And then let's begin. So down into chair, elbow to knee. Down into chair, elbow to knee. Really keeping control of the movement. So we're not going too fast to start with. We're just really making sure we're keeping our balance. We're getting nice and low in our chair. And round one's done, rest. Whew. Good stuff. So round 2, let's go. Down we go, elbow to knee. Inhale down, exhale. Inhale, exhale, elbow to knee. So really getting those knees up. Really having the elbow and the knee in the midline of the body. And relax, round 2 done. So really getting a good workout for the core and the legs today. Nice and strong bodies. Inhale down, exhale. Good. Round 3 done already. When you're coming down into your chair, make sure you're sitting your hips back so your knees are nice and safe. So inhale down. Good. Excellent. Whew. And rest. That's halfway already. Get ready. Round 5. Down we go. Elbow to knee. Keeping those hips back. Good. Rest. 3 more to go. Let's go. Excellent, and rest. Last 2 rounds. So see if you can make this one just a tiny weeny bit faster. Keeping those hips back. Keeping breathing. Good stuff. And rest. Last round. So if you're up for the challenge, Amy's dancing, she's definitely up for the challenge. This time, yeah, Emma's dancing too. Last round. If you're up for it, touch the toes to your hands. Trying to keep your foot directly in front of your body, not twisting it across the body. So straight in front. Yeah, much better, Amy. Well done. Yes. And rest. We're done. Woohoo! Dancing. You guys are awesome. Right. Have a bit of water. We've got 1 more HIIT round to get through. You'll be pleased to know that it doesn't require any standing. The last one. Now, as I'm explaining, feel free to move however you need to move. If you want to continue dancing, that's perfectly okay by me. If you want to have a bit of a sway through your hips after all of that crunching, then have a little sway through the hips. Good stuff, can-cans going on there. Far too energetic. Obviously the class wasn't hard enough. Right, so the last rounds is some sort of reverse movement. Your options, you need your feet planted nicely on the mat, feet parallel, and either inhale the hips up to reverse tabletop, come back down to hover, inhale up to reverse tabletop. So that is one option. The second level of that movement is for your legs to be out straight, bum obviously on the ground to start with. We come up into reverse plank and then back to hover. Up into reverse plank, into hover. So those are your 2 options for the first 4 rounds. The second 4 rounds are all about the triceps. So either you can do the dips with your bum on the floor, or you can do dips with your bum raised. But all of the movement is coming from the arms and the triceps, not moving our bodies. So your body stays really still. It's all coming from the arms. When you're doing the tricep dips, really think about getting the shoulder involved as well. So you're really pushing the ground away. So we're not collapsing in our shoulders and having our shoulders hunched around the front of our face. We're really making sure we've got space in those shoulders. The shoulders are engaged, and then we can do the movement. Okay, so for either to tabletop or reverse plank, and then 4 on tricep dips, either with the bum on the floor or the bum on hover, it's up to you. So get ready to start with in your reverse position. So either legs out long or feet on the mat. And we'll do 4 coming either into reverse tabletop, so let's start. Or you can have the legs out long and be doing reverse plank. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. Really pulling that core in and rest. Round 1 done. Depending on your wrist flexibility, you can either have your fingers pointing towards your bum or out to the sides. Whatever feels most comfortable on your wrists. Exhaling up. Keep the core engaged. Really push the shoulders away from the floor. So we're not collapsing in the shoulders. Good. That's 2 rounds done. Stretch however you feel like you need to stretch in between times, either circling through the shoulders or forward folding. Round 3. Exhale me up. Pull the core in. Push away from the floor. Keeping the shoulders engaged, keeping the arms nice and long. Almost there. And relax. Oh, good work, guys. Last one of these. Let's go. Last one. Really push the floor away. Engage those shoulders. Really lifting those hips up high. Exhaling on the up. Couple of seconds. And relax. Well done. For the next 4 rounds of the tricep dips. Again, your fingers can be out to the side or pointing towards your bum, whatever's most comfortable. Keep the body still. Keep the core engaged and just dip into the elbows. Really pushing away, keeping those shoulders engaged. Exhaling on the up. First round done, well done. Give your little triceps a little rub. Good stuff. Round 2. Let's go. Really keeping that body as still as possible. Making all the effort coming from the arms and the shoulders. Good work. Keeping the elbows soft. And rest. Nearly there. 2 more of these. Let's go. Keep breathing. Keep the core engaged. And rest. We're nearly there. Maybe give those wrists a shake. Maybe give them a squeeze. Last round. Dip as low as you can. Maybe having to take a bit of a longer step to get lower. Really push the floor away. And relax. Well done, guys. You did it. Give those wrists a shake out. And then take your finger and your thumb around the wrist. Bring it up as far as you can go. And then give your wrist a little squidge. So finger around the wrist, pull it up as far as you can go, and then give it a little squidge. Yeah, good stuff. Excellent. Now you get to lay down. So laying down on our mats, arms wherever is comfortable, and just windscreen wiper through the knees. Rolling from one side over to the other side, moving as quickly or as slowly as you like. Now when you get to the edge of the stretch, just stretch the knee away from you so you feel it more on your side. Coming back through the center, and then when you get to the other side, again, stretch that knee away from you so you feel it more into the side. Excellent. And then once you've done both sides equally, come back to the center, hug the knees into the mat. Right hand on right knee, left hand on left knee, and then just circle through the hips, giving the lower back a little massage. And then take those circles in the other direction. Then bringing the feet down towards the mat, arms down by the sides, palms face down. As you inhale, just peel the back off the mat, starting the tailbone, then working up the spine, bone by bone by bone, coming up into bridge. Really squeezing the glutes, lifting the hips up, squeezing the inner thighs towards one another. And then as you exhale, gently roll that spine back down, bone by bone by bone, tucking under the tailbone so the tailbone comes down last. Inhaling as you go up, really rolling that spine, squeezing at the top, lifting the hips, pressing down through the feet, and then exhale as we come down. Inhaling as you go up. Really squeezing at the top, holding the breath, and then exhale as you come down. Taking the arms straight out from the shoulders. Lift the hips up, scoot them over to the right, and then pop them back down again. Hug the knees into the chest, and then roll the knees over towards the left, and look out over your right shoulder. Really inhaling deep into the body, and as you exhale, try and relax and melt everything into the mat. On your next inhale, bring the head back to center. On the exhale, really pull the core in, lifting the feet off the ground, and then roll the hips back down onto the mat. Put the feet down, straighten yourself up. Take a nice big inhale as you lift the hips again, and this time scoot them over to the left and then pop them back down on the mat. Hug the knees in, roll the knees over towards the right, and then look out over the left shoulder. Really inhaling deeply, and as you exhale, try and release and relax everything onto the mat. Exhaling tension with every breath. On your next inhale, bring the head back to the center. As you exhale, really pull in the core, lift the legs up off the floor, and then roll the hips back down onto the mat. Put the feet down, straighten yourself up, and then take the legs out long for Savasana. Bring the arms down by the sides. Any pain in the lower back, you can either bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees roll out into butterfly, or bring the feet to the mat and let the knees roll in. If you can, keep your legs out long for this one. And start by taking your awareness to your right foot. Point the toes, flex the foot. Point the toes, flex the foot. Point the toes, flex the foot. Keeping the foot flexed, engage all the muscles in your right leg. Really squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then completely relax and release that leg and that foot onto the mat. Take the awareness to the left leg. Point the toes, flex the foot. Point the toes, flex the foot. Point the toes, flex the foot. And then keeping that foot flexed, engage all the muscles around the left leg. Really squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. And then completely relax and release that leg and that foot onto the mat. Point both toes, flex the feet. Point both toes, flex the feet. Point both toes, flex the feet. Really squeeze, squeeze, squeeze all of those leg muscles, ankles, feet muscles. And then completely relax and release both legs onto the mat. Take the awareness to the right hand. Stretch out the fingers. Make a fist. Stretch out the fingers, make a fist. Stretch out the fingers, make a fist. Keeping that fist, engage all of the muscles in the arm, the elbow, the upper arm, the shoulder, the hand. Really squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then release and relax onto the mat. Take the awareness to the left hand. Stretch out the fingers, make a fist. Stretch out the fingers, make a fist. Stretch out the fingers, make a fist. Keeping that fist, engage all the muscles in the arm, the hand, the wrist, the elbow, the upper arm, the shoulder. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Then completely release and relax that arm onto the mat. Both hands, stretch out the fingers and make a fist. Stretch out the fingers, make a fist. Stretch out the fingers and make a fist. And then squeeze all those muscles. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze both arms, both shoulders. And then completely relax and release. Then take the awareness to the torso. From the glutes up to the middle back. From the pelvis to the diaphragm. Squeeze all of those muscles in. Feel your lower back going towards the mat as you squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then completely relax and release those muscles. Moving to the upper torso, the shoulders, the shoulder blades, the chest, the collarbones. Really squeeze all of those muscles. Really squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then completely relax and release. And take the shoulders up towards the ears, really scrunching up the shoulders, scrunching the neck. Really squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then completely relax and release. And then finally the face. Squeeze all the muscles of the face, really squeeze them tight. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then completely relax and release. Your whole body is completely relaxed and energized, laid in comfort on your mat. Then bringing your awareness back to the body. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. And make any movements your body wants to make. Maybe it wants to roll things in and out, or circle through the joints. Maybe hugging the knees in, maybe having a stretch, maybe a twist. Whichever way your body wants to move it in that way. And then when you're ready, roll over onto your side and come up to seated. And we will finish with 3 breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Thank you for making the effort to come up and get up even and practice with me this morning. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you on the mat again soon.